Hey guys, so for the second part of the video, still waiting for the professional camera to charge. I just kind of wanted to do how I start art before I get into, or art, Dirac Live, or Dirac bass control, live with bass control. Um, Starting off with the receiver. Again, some people do it differently. I know Dirac bypasses any of your settings in your receiver, but I always like to play it safe. So I start with obviously my main settings page. Depending on the preset, my Denon has two presets. And again, with Dirac, you have two presets with certain Denon, Marances, other AVRs. Again, I'm just focusing on the Denon A10H. Has two presets with 3 filter slots in each preset, meaning you could have a total of 6 Dirac, live, art, or bass control calibrations. When I get to the video of how I have mine set up, I usually have different target curves, different settings, default, but you could have a total of 6. So when you go into speakers, get a little closer here for you guys. Okay, I go to manual setup, and then I'll go down to speaker preset. And I don't want to get too technical, but you see how crossovers right now is grayed out because I'm actually on a calibration that I did that will gray out the crossovers for Dirac art, and I believe for Dirac bass control. I haven't done a Dirac live room correction in a while. I think you can manually change the create crossovers in the receiver, not 100%. It's been about 2 years since I did a Dirac live room correction. But for art and bass control, that will be grayed out. For bass control, you could set your crossovers on your laptop. With art, don't even worry about crossover section because there are no crossovers, or there are, but again, we'll get to that point. Low frequency and high frequencies is how you adjust, but you will not be adjusting anything in the AVR. So speaker preset. And then right now I'm on preset 2. Again, however you want to set your preset, you want to start it with 1 or 2. But before you open it in the laptop or the Mac, whatever preset you select here will be the preset when you open it in or on your laptop or Mac. So right now I'm on preset speaker 2. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back again. And again, this is a little slow, might be a little time consuming, but I know there are a lot of different videos out there and tutorials by professionals. And for the average Joe like myself, this might be a little bit, easier for you guys to understand. So I will be going a little slower. Hit back again. So I'm back at the main screen. I'm going to go to audio. Again, this is for Denon. I'm not too familiar with other AVRs. But for Denon, I go to audio. And again, this is the way I do it. I go to Dirac Live. Okay, so right now I have a preset. I'm going to move it over. And I'm going to go to off. And I'm going to show you the reason why I go to off. When I hit back, I'm going to hit back again, go to the main setup menu and go to speakers. Go to manual setup. Okay, so now when I go, and I'm going to skip over, but I'll go back. When I go to crossovers, it's not grayed out. And I have my off setting when I don't have Odyssey or Dirac set at 80 Hertz for all my crossovers. Again, Dirac usually bypasses this, so you might be able to skip this, but I just wanted to show how I do it. Okay, when I go to distances, it'll be these are the default distances from originally not doing any room correction. And then when I go to levels, this will be all 0. And if yours isn't, you could go down all 0. And then if you want to reset, I believe it's here. Yes, set to default. And then you could set everything to 0. And when I go back, we'll go to speaker layout. Again, this is prior to doing any Dirac calibration or Odyssey. Either way, I think they both. I have Multi-EQX PC version, the paid PC version, not the app. And I believe it does bypass everything if you forget to do this step. But again, I like to just play it safe. I have all my layout, my speaker layout. So 13.1, I'm doing a 5.3.6. I have all of my channels set to the way they should be set. Now this is a standard. My AVR does standard and directional. With A1 AVO programs and Multi-EQX/Odyssey, you can change this to directional. I know that Dirac Art has a directional functionality, the way they configure and do their algorithms. But speaking to a lot of people that have done Dirac Art, you're supposed to leave this on standard. Again, if you change it to directional, I do not think it matters. Don't quote me. I'm almost 100% you're supposed to leave it on standard, especially if you're running, 2 subs or more. But I leave it on standard. And go back. And then the last thing I do is I go to advanced. I start with low frequency effects, subwoofer output, and then LFE. Okay, that's what they tell you in the actual Dirac's website or tutorial to start it. You want to LFE, and then low pass filter, you want to do 120 hertz. Okay, now again, if you have, I don't have manual controls in the back of my subs. I have the SVS app, which makes it a lot easier to do calibrate room correction, but 120 hertz and LFE. Okay, that's the highest you could go, shuts off anything. And that's basically starting my Dirac Art Live and Dirac Live room correction, and bass control. This is my AVR settings. Again, I believe Dirac bypasses this if you forget this step, but I like to be safe. See you on the next video.